Let's jump right into it. So the problem I see a lot of people having is how can they save in order to buy a house? And I get this question a lot as well. People always saying they don't have enough money, costs a lot of money to buy a house, which is true. But at the same time, you have to figure out strategies in order to solve your problem. How can you save up enough money to buy a house? And I could tell you exactly what to do, but most of you will not do it because you are not willing to make the sacrifice. A lot of y'all do not want to make the sacrifice. And that's what it comes down to. You have the means to do it. You just choose comfort where you have to be uncomfortable. And the quickest way to get yourself into home ownership is to move back in with your mommy or your daddy. That's right. I said it. Your mama or your daddy. Find a friend, find a cousin, find a brother. All of y'all out here paying this high ass rent. And of course you can't buy a house because some of y'all paying 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 a month just for a small ass apartment, just to say, oh, this is luxury living. Oh, I get to go downstairs to the gym. You wasting a lot of money. That's a lot of money. Just imagine if you saved up that 3,000 rent, that 2,000 rent over 5 years, you would have more than a down payment to put down on a house. But I know y'all gonna be like, gee, well, gee, it's you know, I just can't. It's so uncomfortable. When you think about it, how many hours are you really in that apartment? What, 8 hours? You really just go there to sleep and go to work the next day. Most of y'all are not even enjoying. You can't even take time to sit home and relax because you are so busy working. You got to go to work. So that's where you see the rat race starts, right? You get into all this debt and now you got to dig your way out. And that's the mistake a lot of us make in America, where as soon as we become adults, as soon as we become grown, I'm grown now, I feel that I have to go out and get an apartment that makes me an adult. Then you get the car payment. And now you stressed out. You can't even enjoy your apartment because you're too busy. You're too worried about how many bills I got to continue to pay. Now the bills are stressing you out. So then when I tell people like, listen, save up some money and buy a house, they look at me like I got two heads. Like, move, take your ass back in your mom's house. Oh, but you don't understand my situation. Your brother's house. Your father's house. Oh, my father, he's so overprotective. The problem is you don't want to follow rules. I mean, there's rules everywhere. No matter where you go, you got to follow rules. So even if you go, there's rules in an apartment. Even if you have a house, you still have to follow. There's neighborhood rules. You just can't do what you want. So that's what's taking a lot of your money. That's why you can't save to buy a house because soon as you get the paycheck, and it's crazy because they tax your paycheck, and then once you get it, you got to pay the rent, you got to pay utilities, you got to pay the car note, you got to pay the cell phone bill, you got to pay all these subscriptions that you probably don't even use as much. You probably don't even use it. Most of us, we don't even use half these subscriptions. I'm trying to cancel a lot of my subscriptions right now. But at the same time, it's like You've been so accustomed to paying it like it only costs $5. It only costs, you know, $20, $15 for Netflix, and you're barely home to even watch these things. So, fastest way for you to save up to buy a house is take your ass back to your parents' house or a brother's house or even get a roommate. You don't need that much space. Imagine if you could stack your paycheck or at least half of it or like a quarter of it month after month. That is how you dig yourself out of this rat race. Honestly, it was a point where I had to move back in with my parents. I thought I was going to get a job out of state, and that job didn't come through. And at the time, I gave up the apartment, and I'm like, you know what? Let's just stay here. And I made up my mind, and I said to myself, I'm not leaving this my mother's house until I buy a house. And that's what I wanted. And that's what you have to do. You have to get upset. You have to become obsessed. You have to say, listen, if you I need to buy a house and I will do whatever it takes. And most of us aren't willing to do that. We make excuses. Oh, you don't understand. You know, it was easy for you. What type of person? Listen, figure it out, find a way, stop making excuses. If not, you're just going to continue to pay this very high rent. And normally 99% of the time rents do not go down. It will continue to rise. Utilities are going up. You got to make some sacrifice. So people always asking me, how do you save to buy a house? You have to make sacrifice. I tell them right up, straight up. I say, listen, move. Who can you move with for 2 years, 3 years? Time go by fast. Don't worry about being embarrassed. Nobody's going to judge you. Who cares? Who cares what people say? So when they ask you, you're like, damn, I'm too old to be living with my mom. And I said to somebody, what's the difference, right? If if I move in with my mother, right? And or my mother moves into my house, isn't that the same thing? But some of y'all be like, nah, it's different. It's different. If I move in with my mom to save up some money, and let's say my mother's older now, and she moves in with me, I'm still living with my mother. It's the same tomato. There's no difference. Yeah, but it's your house. Bullshit. It's the same thing. Problem is, a lot of y'all don't want to make any sacrifices. So the fastest way to save up to buy a home or whatever you want to buy is move in with a family member, stay there for 2 3 years, stack your bread up, pay off all your credit cards. It's a lot less stress, especially if you got kids, mom, dad, grandparents, grandma, uncle, brother. They can babysit. It's a lot easier. And also, last thing, when you move back in with whoever, it doesn't mean you're gonna live for free unless they tell you pay some bills. It's gonna be less than what you're paying on your own. So if you got to pay a little utilities or you got to give three, four, $500 a month, you should be happy to pay that. Don't wait until you lose your job. Then you're like, oh, mom, dad, I got to move back home. No, do it now. Make the sacrifice. Go back home, stack up, help your parents out, help your grandparents out, save up some money, contribute, and that's the fastest way you're able to save to buy a house. Yep, that's the fastest way. What else can I say? Got to make some sacrifice, and that's not even a sacrifice. So I'm gonna continue to give you guys information. Follow, subscribe, and I will see you next time.